There's lots of things that frustrate me, but one of them is doing a video and forgetting to mention something that's important. Idiot. I did my whole video now. I want to break the video up into 2 parts. Obviously, this afternoon was important for us. This morning, a little update on some horses that trained very good. Prepping for next week's races, stake races again next week. Some qualifiers in Ontario, which I didn't mention in my first video. And then talk about the horses that raced this afternoon into tonight. So obviously we'll cut it off, and hopefully we'll have a good night tonight, and we'll have lots to talk about. If not, it'll be no video for you. It's the way it'll be. So we'll start off the video. Get up this morning. Addie was a little bit sick yesterday, so I didn't know would she be able to come with me today and everybody be able to go, and she seemed fine today, so I was pumped. Get to the barn, everybody's happy. I wanted to train Prince Tab and Spirit of Deal, Sweet on Pete together. Sweet on Pete was coming off that little procedure for her entrapment. And couldn't race last week. A lot of people saying that, where's Purple Aura? Why did you qualify procrastinator? All these questions. At the end of the day, they're very valid questions with a very easy answer. The classes didn't go, or they weren't eligible, meaning horse like Procrastinator had already had a race, and the maiden at Scioto was full of horses that did not race, at all. So he didn't get in. Purple Aura didn't get in again. These horses didn't get in. So Purple Aura raced hard. I didn't want to re-qualify Purple Aura. So I said, you know what, we'll go Saturday and train her up hard. That's 6 days out. That should be enough for her. We'll train her probably in 2-1 tomorrow. Sweet on Pete, as I said, had that little entrapment procedure, so we had to go easy with her for a week. I trained her today, and then Prince Tab didn't get in also in Northfield, so I wanted to race him. You might say, well, why didn't you send her to PA? There wasn't anything there. We haven't been able to get Hope's Reprise in again. Didn't run a race him against a straight maiden today, which we probably should have. So Tim was going to enter him for next Thursday and enter him into Qualify Tuesday. If they don't go with the class on Thursday, at least he'll get a tightener in the form of a qualifier. So that leaves us with what took place today. So trained Sweet on Pete 2-4, last half 59 with Prince Tab. She was awesome. I said to Amy, I come off the track, said to Amy and Shelby and Brody, I said it's going to take a pretty good Buckeye filly to tackle this one next week. She was really, really strong. Prince Tab was very, very good also. It's hard to say where these horses are going to fit in PA. That was on display today, wasn't it? So what I meant by that is, I'm going to get to it right now. We're on our way to... I'm not going to forget about it again. I almost forgot to talk about Ontario again. So, I'm on my way to PA. I get to PA. It dawns on me I forgot to watch the qualifiers from Ontario. I look at the lines. So-so line for... Hi, Addie Bear. A so-so line for peanut butter and jelly. Looks like something went on with Boss. What took place there, I don't know. I want to talk to Harry. And then Rosie's Masterpiece. Mario told me she'd be a little short. Line looks adequate. And then I went back and watched the video. I thought she did well. Slow, but did well. Especially going in, Mario had told me she was going to be short. Remember, we couldn't go with her last week because she was sick. There's only so much you can do. So, a good line for her. I ended up getting a hold of Harry. And Harry said, peanut butter and jelly, we had vet work done on her. She's still creeping over on the left shaft. Her feet are still hot, and she was coughing, had mucus afterwards. I said, listen, everything you just said is concerning. Not in a long-term sense, but absolutely in a short-term sense. We scoped her, full of mucus. Full. Mostly allergy mucus. So I had said to Harry, listen, not the filly that was on my radar to have this happen, but at the same time, fair is fair, and every horse that we train fits under these same protocols that we're going to put in place, and that is, if they're sick from allergies, and if they appear to be struggling right now when we need to drop the hammer to get into the stake races, then we're simply going to turn them out. I did it with Duke Dio, who wasn't struggling. Duke Dio went out to the farm today for 3 or 4 weeks simply because he doesn't have a stake race again until the fall. Let's give him some time. I really like this horse, and I want to give him some time to fill out. Got to turn him out for 3 or 4 weeks. Now I'll sit down and formulate an exact plan for Duke Dio. Maybe 3 to 4 weeks will turn into 2.5, or turn into 3.5. I want to look and say, okay, when do I have to have him back in to get him retrained down, ready to go, qualified, and have a race into him before freehold races and before we want to get any other racing into him? What do I need to do to have him on schedule to do that? So, tentatively speaking, 3 weeks out for Duke Dio. I turned Matt's MVP out today. Same thing. No real physical ailments. Just seems to have a lot going on right now. Another horse, mucusy, coughing a little bit, but clearly immature physically. And I just want to turn him out. I mean, why do you want to patch Matt's MVP up, have the vet go over him again, maybe make some shoeing changes, only to take him to the track and get frustrated with him? I don't want to do that. He's a good-looking colt. We didn't buy him to frustrate us. We bought him to do well at the track. And if he can't do it right now, you look at his 2 qualifiers and then try and look at his race at the fair. The horse didn't trot at all. Couldn't function. And you can tell his stifles are bothering him a little bit. The vet has mentioned his stifles a number of times. His knees are probably wide open. Why are we pushing on a colt that needs to be 80 to 100% just to function, just to race, just to be competitive? It's not fair to the horse. I'm going to turn him out. When it looks at peanut butter and jelly, there's a filly that's very well bred. Appears to have lots to offer. I'd rather not beat her up. Her qualifier today was very remedial. James said she can go a little bit. She's got speed, but she is getting in. This is the filly we just had to the back. She's getting in a little bit, over on a shaft. Her front feet are hot. Just looks like she's not comfortable, maybe going through a growth spurt. Sounds a lot like Matt's MVP situation also. So rather than lie to you and try and patch her up and say, oh, you have all this stress to get her to the races, why don't we just do it right? Filly's not ready to go on July 2nd when we need her ready to go. Your options realistically are limited. Turn her out, push forward, or sell her. I don't want to sell her. Not like this, not yet. I don't want to push forward with a filly that's not ready to be pushed. So the only real option, fair option moving forward, is to turn her out. There's nothing to be upset or angry at. We all want to see the best form of this filly, especially with her breeding, her gait, the speed she's shown. I want to see the best form of this filly. Not a watered down version that's going through a growth spurt. Trying to get over sickness and allergies. Turn her out for a little bit. Give her some time to relax. And then Almost There Boss, Harry said she kind of just got away on Sylvain. Said he busted out of there, and he thinks he shut his air off. I didn't get to see that qualifier. I want to go back, but I wanted to do this video. I'm certainly not going to watch the video when I'm driving down the road. So Harry believes that he shut his air off. I'd sent Sylvain a message, didn't hear back from him yet. But at the same time, if that's the case, then we just need to put some gear on the horse. I think he still pays 57, 58 apiece. Put something in his mouth. Earplug and hoods on him. Earplugs and hood on him. Anyway, not an awesome day in Ontario, but okay. We found out that we probably need to turn out. Peanut butter and jelly. Found out that Almost There Boss may need some additional gear for now. And then Rosie's Masterpiece, I thought, Mario told me, as I said, told me she was going to be short. Mechanically, I thought she looked great. I couldn't really see any holes in her gait. I think Mario protected her, drove her great. Just got beat for second at the wire. I'm sure she'll be tighter next week. Go to the grassroots with her. So that's where we are sitting right now, heading to Pennsylvania. As I was heading to Pennsylvania, this had all taken place. I was pumped about the way they trained in Ohio. I just got to Pennsylvania and found out about the qualifiers. So-so. I go up to the track. I watch the first race, which is a Sire Stakes. 58 on a fast track. I'm like, that's great. Our filly can definitely, I'm not going to say she can win. A lot can happen, but 58 definitely looks like she can do some damage. And then the rain comes in, and it is coming down in sheets. It's raining sideways. For 10 minutes, torrential downpour at the Meadows. Now, they didn't postpone the races, but they could have. Was it the next division for them? 57 last quarter and 28?
They went before the rain.
They went before the rain? Yeah. Oh, Amy said they went before the rain. 57 last quarter and 28 seconds flat. The full sister to, I thought I would remember, Amigo. Amigo Volo. Ha! The full sister to Amigo Volo just got picked off the wire. Those fillies were really smoking on the end of it and looked great. Again, I'm thinking, geez, those are two really good fillies. I don't know how my division's going to stack up. The two on the outside show 56. I love how bar hopping looked, but 2 minutes twice is still 2 minutes. And then I know the filly on the rail they were raving about last week. This was an Andover Hall, so tough division. No gimmies here. But now it's pouring rain. Now it's muddy. She warms up okay. I go to race her. Oh yeah, they're going out of there. Joe Bongiorno leaves. I can see him looking right. I know what he's thinking. He doesn't care whether it's me, Tim, Aki, a combination of all three. As soon as the dust settles, you can tell he's antsy. Plus, she's in Andover Hall. So I'm assuming that was his plan all along, and her plan also. So I didn't want to get in a slugfest with these horses right away, especially from the two from the outside that show 56. So I just duck her. Just duck her in the 4-hole and follow along. I'm thinking they're going along 58-2. They're going to try 57 at least. Is the horse on the front going to hold up? Timmy's horse looks a little vulnerable. Aki is in and out like he's not really sure what he wants to do. I wait as long as I can. Getting into the last turn, I let her come wide open. Kick the earplugs out, which, mind you, didn't really help. Mizzle had a hood on her. She didn't really come forward. I kicked the plugs. She's trotting all she can, the little bugger. We come out of the turn. I'm second. I look right. I'm not catching the Andover Hall. There's no shot of that. I look right. One for sure is going to beat me. Maybe not the one on the outside, but he did. So I was fourth. 57-4 last quarter and 29-4. First lifetime start in the mud. Certainly nothing to be ashamed of. And more importantly, multiple avenues moving forward. First and foremost, she's fast and durable. Secondly, she went faster than all the Stallion series. And third, she's as handy as a shirt pocket. I can do what I want with her. So, Stallion series back in the Sire Stakes, doesn't matter. Her next start will probably be an overnight at the Meadows, followed by the Arden at the Meadows on the 29th. And then a week later, we'll race her in Philadelphia wherever we want. If she has decided to tell me she's a Stallion series filly, then that's where she'll go. And if she wants another crack at the big girls, then we can race her there too. So that's what we'll do with Taiwan on. Obviously, I'm hoping at 3-2 on the tote board, and at the favorite morning line, you're hoping for a win. But as I have to tell everybody all the time, other people had nice horses too, and they all like them also. So it was a horse race. She raced good. Earlier on the card, Rose above it. I thought he should have won. Finished second, but raced pretty good. Showed a little bit of durability. I love this little horse. Now, was the track a little dead at that point? I don't know, but he went from 58 to 57 in 2 minutes. But he's done it well. You know, as Amy said, I was first over from the 5/8 to the wire. The horse raced well, but he could beat, finished second. Not the end of the world. So, I mean, how did our day look so far? We're heading into the biggest, probably aside from Super Final Night, the biggest race card of our year right now tonight. 2 horses go for 150 of Tom and Voyage of Ice and Fire. We have Path of Totality, who I'm going to be tight to make this race. She's coming up at 6:15, and then right back with Spirit of Dio later on. A big, big night from us. Spirit of Dio's sister, her little sister, put on a show yesterday, and she is headed to the Meadowlands. A lot of people messaging, asking. I know, quick side note, good friend of ours passed away a while ago, Bob Burgess. You guys know that. Bob loved Garden State Dio and Spirit of Dio, and he owns shares of both. And his family has been trying to figure out what they're going to do with the shares, and said, you know, what about this Dio filly? And I said, a really nice filly. After yesterday's qualifier, they're obviously hesitant, but they're not Bob, right? They don't want to continue on. So now they're left trying to liquidate the shares, and I think 15 or 16 of his shares went up on the site. So if you guys are looking to get involved with what appears to be, just so we're clear, not that I'm proud of this because it's a little silly saying it out loud, but she missed the world record on a half-mile track for 2-year-old trotting fillies yesterday in a qualifier by 1/5 of a second. The world record is 56-1, set by Marianne 2 years ago, or last year set by Marianne, 156-1, and Garden State Dio missed that by a 5th, or 156 flat, obviously. Missed it by a 5th yesterday. So obviously a very talented filly, very powerful filly, still has lots to learn, much like Ty went on going into today's race, except she's got a little more speed right now than Ty went on did. But at the same time, both walking right into a bear's den next week. You know, these are tough fillies, top of the food chain, deep end of the pool, and I'm not going to say, oh, she's going to trot in 53 her first start. She's got to learn how to be a racehorse, right? Keep in mind, this affiliate had one qualifier easy, made a break in the mud, and then qualified on the front end in 56-1. She's not going to manhandle Muscle Hills and Walners in New Jersey. So a lot for her to learn, but man, oh man, a real good start to her career. We'll see what she can do next week. She's on her way to John Butenshane's stable. A lot of people say, why John Buttenshane? Because the man's a good horseman. I liked doing business with John. We just never got back, never had any horses with him. You may say, well, he didn't have any luck with Spirit of Dio. You'd be correct. But he knows her, and he knows why he didn't have luck with Spirit of Dio. And we can talk about it. I said, listen, this is her little sister. She wears the hobbles very similar to her. I know you don't like putting them on tight, but she's going to need them on very tight. And although I can't be in New Jersey next Friday for the race, I asked my brother Mark to go. I explained to him. She wears them very tight, warm her up. If there's feel any slack and she puts a step in, tighten them up. That's how she likes them. So we'll see how she races next week. But in regards to these shares, if anybody wants to get involved in what could be a very good filly, keep in mind, this is a dual eligible New Jersey and Lexington filly. Sold out immediately when we bought her at the sale, and no one has gone faster than her on a half-mile track this year in North America. Looked very good yesterday, and excited about her going into next week. So I don't know how many shares are left on the site. You guys do what you want with them, but that is why they're up there. Obviously, a good friend and somebody that meant a lot to the stable that passed away, and these shares are being sold off. So anyway, I am very close to Columbus, Ohio. Going to try and make race 1 with Path of Totality. Hopefully going to have a good night. Wish us luck. Not a bad day so far. Second one rose above it. Fourth with the big girl. Great training trips here in Ohio. Decent qualifiers. Oh, I almost forgot. We had another horse. Now that's fair. I didn't drive him, so I forgot about him.
Yeah,
I forgot about White Tiger.
Don't worry about it. He was just third, whatever.
White Tiger raced good. He finished third in the mud. And closed up good, raced well. I was very happy with him. I know Amy's lobbying him for him not to leave, but I think if he was going to go somewhere, she is lobbying for Hawthorne, I believe, right? So Hawthorne, because Angie Coleman is a real good horseman, a nice person. And Angie and I, again, another great horse person. Her and Rob haven't had horses with in a year, but this might be a good fit for them also. So we still are in deep thought of what we're going to do with Tiger. But I know where Amy wants him. He raced good today. Hunter drove him great. Very fortunate day. Second, third, and fourth. Good training trips. Decent qualifiers. Some clarity when it comes to a couple more of the 2-year-olds. Yesterday we turned out Matt's MVP and Duke Dio. Today we're going to make the decision to turn out Peanut Butter and Jelly for a little while. Let her grow up. You might say, Anthony, how long's a little while? I don't know. Let's call it 5-6 weeks. How's that? Bring her back. Harry said she'll probably be a great filly in the fall. I don't know if she'll be a great filly, but she'll be the best form of this filly. So that's where we'll leave it. Wish us good luck. It's all about to start here in about 20 minutes in Columbus. Take care.